What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, by now, you've heard the terrible news about Malcolm-Jamal-Warner passing away. He's who played Theo Huxtable on the Cosby Show, and he died in Costa Rica after drowning out there on vacation with his family. He was 54 years old. I can't speak enough, at least from my age era. I'm watching the Cosby Show, what that show did, regardless of the characters and what they've done and been convicted of, and you know what I'm talking about. But that story ain't, this video is not about that. It's just about the impact that that show had and on so many lives of younger people that watched it every week it came on. In addition to other shows he starred in, Malcolm and Eddie, starring Eddie Griffin. And it's just, he'll be sadly missed, and it's just upsetting that you get shocking news of an untimely death of somebody that meant so much to so many people, and especially in their upbringing, both in and out of the house. Take a look at the video, and we'll come back with more commentary.
Dad, can I have an advance on my allowance?
Son, you're already backed up to your 50th birthday.
He grew up in front of the camera in our living rooms as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show. Now, in truly shocking and awful news, Malcolm-Jamal-Warner is dead at 54. TMZ breaking the news. Sources telling the site that his death was the result of an accidental drowning. People magazine confirms that news, reporting that he was on a family vacation to Costa Rica and drowned while swimming. Just 3 days ago, Malcolm dropped a new episode of his podcast, Not All Hood.
We are talking about a playing field that has historically been uneven.
We spoke to him in April as he was joining the cast of Alert, Missing Persons Unit with Scott Conn mid-season.
You always check the vibe of the number one person on the call sheet. The number one who sets the tone. Scott is really cool.
Malcolm also starred on The Resident and way back in Malcolm and Eddie.
Come in.
But it was his time as Theo Huxtable that forever cemented his place in American pop culture.
But diddly don't. Justine.
But even after Bill Cosby's conviction of sexual assault, Malcolm told us in 2021 that The Cosby Show's legacy should not be tarnished forever.
I think Keisha Napoleon really said it best. The significant social impact that the show had cannot be reversed. You've got generations of kids who have gone on to pursue higher education because of The Cosby Show. You've got a generation of kids who've gone out and have created their own loving whole families because they were influenced from that show.
Malcolm was also a musician. He even won a Grammy in 2015 and talked about his passion on the red carpet.
Because we grew up with you in one way, and now here you are in a whole nother way.
I've got 2 CDs out with my jazz funk band, and I'm coming out with the third.
Most importantly, though, Malcolm was a husband and a father. When his daughter was just 4, he told us he was wrapped around her finger.
Yeah, she's definitely daddy's little girl.
Malcolm-Jamal-Warner was just 54 years old.
Hey guys, you've seen it. Malcolm-Jamal-Warner, star of The Cosby Show, dead at age 54. Now I'm going to talk about a few things just personally about the impact that made on my life, that show, and everybody else. And that's what I'm going to talk about. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the word impact and how it, how this death affects a lot of people. Now, anytime you watch a show or a movie and you have a favorite character, a lot of times what brings you together for your love of said character is the fact that part of that character's acting resonates in you. It could be an experience or something they said or the way they act, mannerism. Anyway, either way, it draws an attraction from us, the viewer, and makes these shows hits. When you watched The Cosby Show back in the day, you watched basically traditional parenting. You had a mother, you had a father in the home, and they both acted accordingly to their roles. Also, you had children that did stuff that all of us did, got on their parents' nerves and learned through making honest mistakes and willful errors. A couple of points in that video that I chose to show you guys, I can personally resonate with, and it puts a smile on my face just seeing that and going back in time and saying, damn, I remember that. I remember that episode. The part where he had the Gordon Gartrell fake shirt that they made for him and it didn't match up. And he was upset because he didn't want to be seen in it. We all had that. We all wanted sneakers, or we all wanted a certain pair of jeans, and our parents couldn't afford them and couldn't understand why we wanted to go all out to get something. So they got us the next best thing that was nothing like what we wanted. I remember that, man. That was a heartwarming scene, just seeing that. Another scene that really made me laugh when I seen it was when he had the tray of food and he had the girl in his room and he came up in there with the towel on like, yeah, like he the man, you know what I'm saying? And his dad busted him and he turned around like, damn. A lot of fellas, we done went through that. You know that. We went through that. I got a story time I can talk about that where I got busted looking crazy. But either way, man, you know, it's good to look back at things that, you know, carved who we are as kids in movies and, you know, sitcoms such as this, The Cosby Show, and other shows. Malcolm and Eddie, he was in Malcolm and Eddie. I wasn't a fan of it. I was too old. I was out here living my life. A lot of people liked the show, you know, and a lot of people grew up off that, and he made an impact to those younger people. But it's just one of those things where, you know, sitcoms are not what they used to be, y'all. And we know that. We always talk about things where, you know, they're not like they used to be and stuff. Nowadays, sitcoms aren't what they used to be. Back then, parenting was even keel. There was disputes. There was ways of fixing them. You saw parents getting on kids. You saw kids being upset. Kids being ashamed of stuff. You don't see that now. A lot of these sitcoms nowadays, it's a lot of goofiness. You know what I'm saying? And it don't even teach a lesson. Y'all remember back in the day, Transformers, G.I. Joe and all them, they all taught a lesson at the end, whether it was something about bullying, stealing, or something wrong. And you know what I'm saying? It made you want to be a good person. And that's the part that's hurting right now. This man died in Costa Rica. He had a baby. What almost brought me to tears was when he showed him as a father with his little girl, she looking up at him, and he was her hero. And now he's gone. And the impact, word of the day is impact. The impact that it will have on that little girl, regardless of how much money he had and who he was, she'll never understand how important Theo Huxtable was to a lot of other people that she'll never meet from a parent that was parented on the Cosby Show. And that's real. May Malcolm-Jamal-Warner rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? He'll always be Theo Huxtable, me, in my heart, and such is life. Like I say, I wish him the best in the afterlife, and I wish well for his family and those who really supported him. And I hope other people support them in their time of tragedy and need. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Take care.